be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through whom all things came to be. Not one thing had its being but through him. All that came to be had life in him, and that life was the light of men, a light that shines in the dark, a light that darkness could not overpower. The Word was the true light that enlightens all men, and he was coming into the world. He was in the world, that had its being through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own domain, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who did accept him, he gave power to become children of God, to all who believe in the name of him who was born not out of human stock or urge of the flesh or will of man, but of God himself. The Word was made flesh. He lived among us, and we saw his glory, the glory that is his as the only Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Lord, I'm a puny little creature, the dust from the dust. If you were with me, I can be a mighty instrument, Lord. Bless me, Lord, so that I might break your word worthily to your people. Amen. God's blessings to you, my dear people. Wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. Without him, nothing came to be. Without him, nothing came to be. It is he who created everything. So very beautiful. We need to identify the goodness that he had created everywhere around us. And that's why, to enlighten us in the darkness, in that night, this light was born. In that night, that light was born. If you see the connection, the same light, you will find it at the crucifixion when everything was dark. In the lightning, in the light, it reaches up to heaven. The Spirit of the Lord reaches up to heaven. So this light is born. So far, people who had hope only through word. The people of Israel who heard only through the word that the Messiah would come, that word became flesh, says John in the Gospel. That word which has been promised became flesh. So what is the message? We need to understand the nativity narration in a beautiful and symbolic way. There are certain things present there in the nativity scene which can give us wonderful message. First thing that I take is the manger where Christ is laid. The manger. I don't know how many of you grew up in a village. I was, as a small boy, grew up in a villge. I've seen all this cattle where, they are stacked and all that. The manger. When they tie up the cow and the cattle over there, they clean up wherever the cattle are present. But the manger, where the cattle feed is put, they won't clean up that often. Cattle eat, and there is a little more. They fill in little more. They don't clean up that much. It's a very, very dirty place. Maybe once in a year or somewhere later they might clean up. It is a very, very dirty place. Jesus was born in a very, very dirty place, so that he can touch the wounds of the lepers, so that the smell of the leprosy would not push him away, so that he can understand the pain of the poor. In that manger, Christ is laid. It's also there is another purpose as well. It's a natural heating system in a cold place for the baby to keep in an incubator. It's a natural incubator there. Jesus gets used to go to the least in the society, my dear people. The message of Christmas is Jesus coming to each one of us. Sometimes we consider ourselves least. Maybe our soul is not cleaned up. There are so many sins for years together piled up. We are in a doubt whether is this Christmas is for me, is for you and me. So that His coming will give enlightenment to us to clean up the place, to clean up this process. As the stages of formation, I was also among the lepers. I know how difficult it is. And one day, the helper came and told me, come on, clean up the wounds. I had to take the cotton and put inside the wound. My God, it goes deeper and deeper, the wound in the leg. And I couldn't bear that. I ran away. I couldn't face it. Jesus, who was born in a manger, is prepared to face the least in the society. Second, the message goes to the shepherds. A famous historian, Joseph Flavius, he has written who the shepherds were in Jesus' time. The shepherds are the messengers for the thieves. The shepherds who go place by place, they know who has what. And the thieves have the connection. They work hand in hand with the thieves. They give the message who has what, and the theft can take place faster. They are the GPS for theft. To them, the message goes. To those thieves, an information goes. So that the shepherds will become the real shepherds. Meeting the real shepherd in the manger, they would get transformed. So, my dear people, if you see the Bible, beginning of the birth of Jesus, thieves come to see him. At the end of his journey, thieves are nailed besides him. A transformation, a way of transformation. Fine. What the message that I can take home in this Christmas? Break the routine. We are all got used to certain routine, Sometimes we are not even aware that we are inside the church. It's a routine. We come, go back, after some time, we begin to think, did I go to church today? We got used to so much of routine. I still remember as brother, we were all sitting, brothers, we were in the formation. We were sitting watching TV. One old brother, while watching the TV, he dozed off and slept there only. And he had a phone call. He has to get up and go to attend the phone call. He got up. He thought he is in front of the sanctuary. He bowed and then went. We are caught up with the so routine. Early morning, getting up, hurry up, go for work, come back, routine. Jesus breaks the routine. And when they come and ask, your disciples are not following the rules and regulations. They have to wash their hands and then eat. And he breaks the routine. What is needed is the cleanliness of the heart. He breaks the routine. He breaks the routine. The message of the king has to reach so many good people. He breaks the routine of sending the message to the thieves. Breaking the routine sometimes will enable us to think outside the box, to be creative in practice of our spirituality, to come closer to God. Break that routine and understand, where do I stand in my faith, in my experience of Jesus in my personal life. Second message that you can take home is doing good without expecting invitation. Doing good without expecting an invitation. Now we need all WhatsApp invitation. Did you send me invitation? How can I come? So we wait for the invitation. But for these shepherds, there was no invitation. It was only information. They took it as an invitation, went, met the Lord, and spread this good news. They became good shepherds. To do good, don't wait for the invitation. To do good in the family, don't wait for the invitation. And the third message, go with the flow. Go with the flow. The flow of your soul. The flow of your soul, when it is connected with the Lord, you'll be led by the Spirit, just like Jesus was led with the flow to reach God's will. My dear people, break the routine and understand, to do good, there is no invitation, and go with the flow according to God's will. May this Christmas bring newness, life, and joy. Amen.